Hello, welcome back to Unsung Heroes MSU Edition Episode 3. Today we are in the College of Business and we'll be meeting our third guest. Let's go! Hello, Dr. Habib.
Good afternoon, Grace and
Priska.
And I really appreciate giving me the opportunity to share with you some of my background and history and my service at MNSU, Minnesota State University, Mankato. My name is Dr. Habib. Habib is my last name, but my first name is Abo-El-Yazeed Tawfiq Muhammad Habib. It's a very long name. So I shortened it a little bit and I made it Abu Habib. So Abu, my first name, Habib is my last name. I'm originally from Egypt. I was born in 1945 and I started teaching at university level at age of 19 and a half at Helwan University in Cairo, Egypt, because our education system allow us, if you are the top of student at school, then you will be appointed to teach at university. And that's the reason I like the teaching aspect of it. And I've been teaching for a long time. So my first job was in 1966. And I taught in Egypt for 10 years. I left Egypt in 1976. I came to United States to pursue my PhD degree. I left Egypt with 2 bachelor degrees, one in business and one in accounting, one from Tanta University and the other one from Cairo University, and I have my master's degree in accounting from Cairo University in Egypt. I came to United States. I studied a program in English and mathematics at the University of North Carolina, and then I moved to Mankato to do my MBA program. So I have an MBA degree, so now I have a master's degree in accounting and MBA in business. And I moved to Texas to teach, to finish my PhD. I got accepted in Texas in 1978 and started teaching right away there as well. So I taught all classes, intermediate accounting, financial accounting, whatever. And then I have been hired by University of Texas Christian University, and I stayed there for 3 years. During this time, I finished my PhD. So I got my PhD in 1983, and then I moved to Arkansas, and I got my tenure in Arkansas after 3 years. And then I moved to Minnesota in 1988, specifically in July 88 until now. So from July, so it's a very long journey, basically. So I am in the 38th of my service at MSU.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, it was a very rewarding journey in education.
Wow, it looks like you've started your career way back. Do you mind sharing what made you decide to pursue a career in accounting?
Well, when I was at the college at the time in the 60s, I was very lucky that I have fantastic professor in accounting. And even the dean of the college, when they give the exam, they come to my table and ask me, how the exam today, Habib? If I say it's good exam, then that means everybody will be happy. And I felt that I can really pursue this career in accounting. So I was good at it from day one. And most of my professors recommended me to pursue more education, graduate level, because before I graduated, I have been offered jobs at different banks. The largest bank in Egypt gave me an offer. My brother was the reason for me to continue my education. I have a brother in Egypt, God bless him, bless his soul. Actually, 3 brothers who were in the education. One of them was a teacher in high school, and the other one was the superintendent, and the other one was working as a teacher maths teacher. So I was actually living in a family where most of them are educators. I have nieces and nephews are all teachers, male and female, in Egypt. They teach in high school, in elementary school, in preparatory school. Some of them are the headmasters of high school and others. So I was living in an environment where we love teaching because we believe teaching make a difference in the people's life. And I believe personally that teaching is the best job in the world. The best job in the world. When you walk into the classroom, I walk into a different world. That's the feeling every time. That's why I keep coming to the class until today. So the desire to be a teacher started when I was studying in college.
Okay.
Long time ago.
Okay.
And as I said, my brothers encouraged me to continue this career.
I always have conversations with people, and they always say that they would often talk about how it is important to have good professors, and also like a good environment, because they kind of shape your mind into one direction or another, and I feel like that's what happens with you.
Teachers shape generations to come. If you have a good teacher, then God bless you, bless your work, and bless your future life.
That's true. That's true. Yeah. Wow. You mentioned that you have a degree from Cairo, you have a degree from Texas, you have degrees from here as well. Do you mind sharing the reason that made you come to Minnesota State University, Mankato? Like, because you could have stayed in Cairo, you could have stayed in Texas, you could have stayed in all those other places, but you chose...
Well, since I'll take the story back. Since I was the top student, one of the top students in the nation in Egypt, they appointed me to be a teacher at the same university. And then we have a system of scholarship. So I was granted a scholarship to United States, to come to United States to pursue my PhD.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I was selected, and we had some problems to get admission and all of that. Even I have a master's degree. That's why I did another MBA, to be able to enroll in a PhD program here in the United States. That's why I have 2 masters.
Okay.
But I spent the 2 years to study the master program in order to get to the PhD. Now, I start teaching like in Texas, and then moved to Arkansas. And then, when I was an associate professor in Arkansas, they gave me a tenure after 3 years. And I was one of the few who was granted tenure in this very short period of time. They normally 5 years. After 5 years, you apply. but they gave me after series. One night, I was presenting a paper in San Antonio, a long time ago, in 1987, as I remember, and I met a friend of mine from Egypt, and he was the head of the Department of Management at MSU, Dr. Gabe Abulanin, who became the Dean of the College of Business, and he's the one who brought the accreditation. God bless his soul. He was a very good friend of mine. And he said, Habib, why you don't join us at MSU? I said, where it is? I have no idea about Minnesota. And he says, we are in Minnesota, just come and visit us. So he arranged a visit for me, and then I came, and they gave me an offer right away. Same day. And I had a house in Arkansas. I need to sell it. And I don't know how to tell the school I'm leaving. I was really liked by people there. Students loved me. I was teacher of the year there. And through my history, I get like 70 reward for the teacher of the year, 70. Then I said I'll come. So I came to MSU, and I had the interview. They gave me the offer, and then I waited for probably 9 months until the dean called me. He was a very nice guy. He said, Dr. Habib, we are going to close the position. Are you coming or not? I said, I have to sell my house. And then I decided to go. I sold my house. I lost a lot of money on it. It was fantastic. House was very nice, nice neighbors and everything. And my kids have good memories there. And that's how I landed in Minnesota. After 1 year, I said, I'm coming.
Okay.
And I came to Minnesota. So I become a citizen of Minnesota.
I feel like the dean back then knew your value, and he knew how important you would be to the university. So he had to make that offer on the day you came. There was no waiting.
Same thing happened to me when I went to Arkansas.
Oh.
You see, I was going to go back to Egypt to pay my duty to come back and teach at the same university there. But I said I'll give it a try because my kids were in high school, and I don't want to interrupt their education. So I said, let me try 1 year. So in 1 year, after 1 year, after 1 year, and then something happened to Egypt that, my older brother passed away at this time, and I felt that there is no reason for me to go back. And that's what was the turning point. And I went to Arkansas at this time. I spent the 3 years, and then I ended in Minnesota. And by the way, I paid all the money to the government. All the money they spent on me during the scholarship for 5 years, I paid it back. Tuition, health insurance, ticket, back and forth, the books, and the monthly allowance that we get, which at this time was like $300 a month. And I have 2 kids at the time, but I survived.
Was it an obligation to pay back, or did you want to do it
Well,
for more?
There is no obligation, but my brother guaranteed me to the government. And you're talking about guaranteed of going back. Yes, I have to go back. But I have a cousin who's a professor. The entire family has professors. He went to the government. The head of this department of the scholarship was a friend of mine. He made the arrangement with the Minister of Education and so forth, and he said, this is how much you have to pay. You can pay it in 3 years, and I paid it completely. A lot of dollars I paid at the time when the dollar was worth a lot of stuff. So I finished everything in 1985. So I don't owe the government a penny. So I was cleared. And that's why I want to guarantee that I can travel back and forth. And since then, I go to Egypt twice a year.
Very important. If you're planning on going back, you better not owe anything. Yep. You mentioned that you've been at the university since July of 1987. Was it 87? 88? You said you've been at the university since July of
1988.
88? Okay, my bad.
So from 88 to 25, 38 years.
Wow, that's a lot.
We're finishing the 38 years, and we are finishing them.
Yeah. What kept you at MSU for this long?
Well, several reasons. Number one, people. I like the people in Minnesota. You see, I lived in Texas, I lived in Arkansas, I lived in Carolina, and I found that the people here are extremely nice people. And I had American friends who carry my kids during winter time when they came from Egypt. I will never forget that. And he's still my friend. You know, Mr. Carl Schoenstedt, he was my host family at the time when I came in the 70s. And we became friends until now. I know his kids, his grandkids, you know. And we still, you know, go for lunch or breakfast together at Bakery Square sometimes. So we still, you know, so people is number one. Number two is education system is excellent here in Minnesota. Compare what we have back. And I don't want to compare, but my kids were the head of the class, and I want to give them the best education, and they all came to Mankato East, 4 of them, right? And now one of them is a doctor, is a surgeon, the other one is the vice president of Target Corporation, and the other one is an architect, and 3 of them went to University of Minnesota. My son worked for airline for 6 years in Japan, and Switzerland worked for the Association of Airline. And then he came back and he says, Dad, I want to open my own business. Help me. Then he opened a business in Minnesota, in Minneapolis, selling all of these beautiful shoes and all of that. That's why you see me wearing a suit and tie and sneaker. Yeah, that's what I have. That's what I wear every day. The third reason is that the students. I have a chance to deal with, first of all, the international students on campus. So I dealt with too many of them. I have a good relationship with the international office. I was a member of the scholarship committee for international students for several years. And so I have a chance to deal, and that's actually enriched me, because I deal with people from Africa, from Asia, from Europe, from all over, from South America, and I like this diversity. And the other reason, which is a major one, I have been treated very well as a foreigner. You know, life is not perfect, but you try to make the best of it. So all of these are good reasons for staying here in Texas. I could have changed all my career and went to like research institution instead. And that's what I have been advised before. They said you have a very high capability for teaching and research, and so I'm focusing on teaching now. And I feel I need to give back to my students what I learned all of this year, and I can talk about in more details about this later as well. But these are the major reasons. And also, you can add to it, this Minnesota is more safe than any other place, especially Mankato itself. In Mankato, I lived 38 years. I never have any problem, you know. So that's a good reason to have a good life in a city like this. It's not very, very small. It's not very, very big. And I like small community. I have a good relationship with my neighbors. I have a good relationship. I'm a leader in the community. I manage the mosque, the Islamic Center downtown. I'm the one who's responsible to take care of it. I arrange the Eid events and all of that, if you know what it means. Yes. So if I am capable of helping people, helping the students, helping the community, helping the university, I'm a very successful teacher.
As you were talking, you mentioned diversity. Well, you were talking about the diversity of people, but there is also diversity in the type of degrees that you got, or like the places that you got your degrees from. You have one from Texas, one from here, Mankato. You have one from Cairo. Two from Cairo. How did your global academic journey shape your teaching style?
Well, when you teach in different countries or you study in different countries, and also you travel to different countries. I traveled to many countries in South America, in Europe, in Asia, in Africa. And anytime you travel, you learn more. And like I taught 1 year in Bahrain, state of Bahrain, and provided me with a lot of, it's a very diverse, like half of the population are Shiite Muslim and the other one are Sunnis Muslim, and you know the dispute and all of these differences. But I was able to teach a diversity of the students, and they are still friends of mine. Some of them became professors now, right? I taught in Saudi Arabia for 2 years. I've been invited to teach in Mexico as a visiting for 1 week or 10 days. It's like I taught 1 year there. It was fantastic experience. You bring all of these experience to the classroom, and if you have a diversity in the classroom, then you have the capability to teach them well and to bring the equality in class. Diversity and inclusion bring equality to the class, equality and equity in the classroom. Like when I go and teach, color is not in my mind, because that's the way I grew up. In Egypt, color is not. We have in the north light color people, in the south very dark people, and they are more intelligent than us. We always make joke about them because they are more intelligent than us. So the diversity or the discrimination and inequity and all of that is not in the head, is not in my mind. So that's how I grow up, and that's how I handle myself in the classroom. And that's why, whether you are international, black, white, whatever the color is, all treated exactly the same. And this is an ability that some people don't have this ability, right? I tell you a story. very interesting. I was taking a class during my PhD with the chair of the economic department in Texas, at University of North Texas. And I was the top of the class. I was number one. And he told me in my face, I cannot give you an A. I say, why? He say, you are an international student. That's exactly what he told me. And he loves me. He really likes me. But I will make an exception, he says. And you will be the first international student to get an A in my class. With this kind of mentality, and I have a lot of respect, he's an author of several books in economics, but he said, you break the rule in my mind, in my head. I said, sir, I've been assistant professor before I came to the United States. And I took all of these classes before. And it was a mathematical economics. And I'm good at it. Then he want to give me a B. He brought me to his office to tell me that, right? But me in the classroom, if you treat everybody equally and focus in the education process, you'll be very successful. So my rule, I'm a teacher. My job is to educate people and educate them well. If the professor know that the student pay tuition, or a student coming from another country, and the parents make an effort to support them financially, or whatever they get the finance from, you need to appreciate the students, and you need to give them more than what they pay. And that's my approach in class. People pay tuition, they have to get educated, and they have to get educated well. When I educated well, they say, oh, Dr. Habib is a tough teacher. Dr. Habib is, demanding a teacher. Well, that's what the teacher should do, right? But I have a lot of people make A's and B's in my class, regardless, because you force them. I have a teacher give me a good recommendation when I was doing my PhD. I was taking a course in finance. Was one of the best teacher ever. He told me, Habib, teach by force. That's a good advice.
Okay.
And I said, what does that mean? He told me, watch me in your class and do exactly what I do. And since then, I have been described as a tough teacher. He was fantastic. And in terms of teaching, in terms of, if you don't listen to him, he will put you on the spot and say, repeat what I said again. So you learn from this experience. And no matter how long you're going to be a teacher, you have to learn every day. That's the same advice I give to my students. You need to have the desire to learn. And that's what makes a great student and a great teacher. And teaching is two ways. The student and the teacher. They need to meet at a specific point of time and at a specific place.
I have nothing to add to that. Yeah, it's true that even myself as a student, sometimes I can find myself thinking of a professor as a hard waiter, of a tough professor. But at the end of the day, you best believe that I've learned much more in those classes, because I knew that if I didn't put in the work, I wouldn't pass, and I hate failing, and because of that, it's just automatic that, yeah, I need to put in more time to review, more time to study on my own, and then yeah, I agree. It's tough to accept it, but I agree. I agree.
And I want to add one more thing, that the beauty of teaching is that you guide the students to the right path. You give them a good advice so they can see the long run, not the short run.
Mm-hmm.
And this advice will include everything that make their life easy and lead to prosperity, lead to happiness, lead to success in life. And I treated my students like I treated my kids. That's always the way I deal with the students, right? Because every father and every mother wants the best for their kids. So if I deal with every single student, I never have any complaint except that they say, Dr. Habib is hard. That's the only complaint. But no one said I cannot teach. No one. For 38 years. You know, when you are selected the best teacher in Texas, in Arkansas, at MSU, to the point where I said I don't need any reward anymore. I have a whole cabinet at home with all of these rewards. Yeah. It means a lot of me because it was decided by the students. Right?
Yeah.
So education is what we need in this country. Nowadays, the education level is going down, to tell you the truth. My disagreement with the school is that we need to focus on the quality of education. That's why this what attract the students to come to MSU, is to get a high quality education. And this is what brought me here, that we are educational school, right? But now, because of the COVID and because of the IT and all of that, we witness a decline, and I'm very outspoken on this. I am an educator. My job is to educate people. But people, it's not their fault. It is the fault of all of us. The decline in education caused by all of us, because we are not doing a good job to provide the knowledge and the curiosity and the creativity to the students in order to be successful in their career in the future, right? So, yeah.
You have mentioned a decline, but would you mind sharing a bit about some of the changes that you've witnessed in the accounting field, whether it is on campus or just education-wise?
You know, the accounting field is a fantastic, first of all, for the students, is a fantastic major. You graduate with a college degree in accounting, you will find a job. You can find more than one internship, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the job is available, right? The problem is, I want the students to walk into the job very knowledgeable, very competent, very professional. And I see from the experience that these don't exist anymore. Students want only a degree, yes? And I know they working very hard, yes? They try to make their living. At the same time, they need to study, yes? But the question is, are they graduated with the skills that we expect that they should have? So I'll give you a simple example. I always, when I give an exam, I change it the way I give the exam into completely paper exam. You see all of these boxes around you, it's all filled with exams. This year, I get 4 exams, I have 4 classes, right? So we're talking about grading in every exam about 1,400 pages, right? So here is the evidence. I decided in one exam for all 4 classes to give them the same exam that I gave it 8 years ago. 8 years ago, right? In the 38 years of teaching, I maintain the result, the paper exam. For 38 years, I have them in here, the people who made the highest score. So I found, by chance, exam given 8 years, exactly the same coverage, the same chapters, and the highest score for this kid was 98%. I give the same exam in 2 classes, 2 different students, 2 different groups, right? And the highest score was 84 compared to 98. What this will tell you? And I'm talking the top score, 84. Meaning, he's the only one scoring 84, and the rest are in the 70s and 60s and 50s and 40. Same exam, same coverage I provide, same homework I provide. So when you compare those two, you can tell there is a decline in education, definitely. And this is repeated. Again, I always give brand new exam. Like if I want to give an exam, final exam, I sit down and do it, print it, take it to the library, print the copies, and it's like a book, 12, 14 pages long, right? But the students, if he listen to me in class, I tell them 3 things to do. Listen in class, read your book carefully to understand, not to read. And I ask them to look at the dictionary to find the definition of the word read. Then you understand what the meaning of reading. And to apply. So listen, read, and apply. You'll be the most successful student in the nation, not at MSU only. Let's see, accounting, if you explain it well, you'll be the best. And you graduated proud of yourself that you know you are knowledgeable in the field. I told them today in class, I said, I want you to walk out, right, and be proud of yourself that you know how to do cash flow statement, which is a statement published by any company in the United States. Unfortunately, they cannot do it. And I don't know. I explain it from A to Z on the board, step by step. What people like, they study like they look at the cell phone. You know, you watch a cell phone. If I ask you 5 minutes after that, do you remember anything? There we go. That's the way people study nowadays, unfortunately. So it is a mix of factors that make a good student. Student must enjoy being a student, must establish network, must have friends, must play sport, but must organize time in order to study well, to do some work, to earn some money, to come to school, not skipping school for no reason, right? And graduating with a degree that you will be proud of. Instead of looking at your degree, I said, well, I get this degree, I never studied for it. Right? That's what I always put in the mind of the students that they have to have a degree that they are very proud of. Say, I earn it. I earn my degree. Like I earn my money when I work hard at any job. I got this from my father. My father taught me when I was very little, you need to sweat to earn your money. You need to work very hard. And you know, I tell you one thing. I can reduce my teaching in the classroom to 50%, and nobody notice any difference. But I do it the hard way. I got 100% effort in the classroom. Hopefully, I will have 100% good performance. You see, efforts has to match the accomplishment, right? So we are a faculty, no matter how much effort there is, accomplishment has to be equal. If they are not equal, that means there is inefficiency in your teaching, you didn't provide them with good instruction, right? And you didn't teach them well. It takes a lot of internalize this in you to be a good teacher. You know, I have a lot of discussion with my wife on that. And she said, Habib, I think you will be as successful as you are now if you take it easy. I said, I can't. That's the way I grew up. What can I do? It's very difficult to change me now, right?
Yeah.
And I believe this is the right way to do it. That's the key. I'm totally convinced that as a teacher, I never dismiss any class. I never been absent in class. I never went to the class late. I am in class before I went to the class today. No student show up yet. They show up in the last minute. And that's another difference nowadays. In the old days, the students would come a little bit early. It's written on the syllabus. Come back 10 minutes early. They open the book. They have their calculator, their pencil. Everybody coming in now, in the last minute, they don't see who's in front of him, the cell phone. And they walk in, they still on the cell phone. My syllabus says you cannot have the cell phone on the desk or the cell phone on. So I was very successful on that. Nobody can show the cell phone in my class, not even on the desk, right? But that's the way it is now, right? So if we give a good advice to the students, and if they see good education in the classroom, students are very clever, very smart, very smart. And the best way to evaluate the teacher is the student, not anybody else. And that's why I love to be back here every day. You know what bring me every day in here? Not for the money, because I love the job. Teaching is the best job in the world, period.
With all the experiences and the knowledge that you have, you could have become like rich, wealthy, not even rich, but wealthy. You could have become a high-powered, high-valued accountant. Yet, you chose to be a teacher. I mean, you've already mentioned the reasons, like from like it's ingrained in you, like the way even your siblings were teachers, and but that was mainly the reason why you became a teacher. But why become a teacher over choosing money?
That's a fantastic question. I always say I can triple my money. I can be a millionaire if I want to, right? but the money is not an issue for me. I can be a dean. I can be a president of college. I've been offered several jobs. I can be a member on the board of directors, and I've been offered that before. I rejected all of that. I am so happy being a teacher. I have one of the faculty say, why you don't step up and be the chair of the department or be the dean? I said, I don't like administrative job. I don't want to be sitting at the desk and signing a paper and listening to the students complain and the teacher complain and teacher coming talking about other teachers and all of this. I don't want to deal with that. I love to be with my students. That's my life. 55 years, big and more, with my students, try to educate them, try to make a difference in their life. That's, to me, worth billions of dollars. Right? When the students send me a thank you letter, look at all of these folders there, the purple folder on my shelf there.
Mm-hmm.
These are all letters from the students.
Oh, wow.
And look at all of these letters there from the students. Right? You read a letter there, so this has a lot of value to me. Right? I go and receive email from a student said, Dr. Habib, because of you, recently a student knocked on my door, and and I have 2 students, I'm helping them. And you know what he said? What the student said? When he knocked on the door and he said, sorry to interrupt you, but I brought a gift for you. And I recognize him, but I forgot his name. I don't remember his name. And he says, when I was a student in your class, you predicted that I'm going to be a partner after 10 years. I just got my partner position, and I came to tell you. So thank you. I went home like I was born again. I mean, when you see gratitude and thank you and all of these good rewarding, it has more value than what you do with the money. You need the money to eat and pay your mortgage or whatever and transportation. Any additional money has no value. A marginal utility for any additional dollar for me is 0. So I could double your money. I get a lot of projects to work with a lot of money. Yes, I went to work with USAID long time. I went twice, and I spent several weeks in the Palestinian territories to help them organize their economic system and all of that. We have a team, lawyer, economist, and me, the head of the group, and we spend the best time in my life try to help people. And the compensation was very little. It's even, I spend more than what they give me during this time there, because I want to have a good time. I want to enjoy it. I want to travel in territories that was destroyed now, unfortunately, and so money is not an issue for me. And I always say that to my kids. My kids, I say, I want to give you the money I have, because you are going to get it whether I'm still alive or not. Yes? You're going to get it. If I die tomorrow, you're going to get the money. Why you don't take it now? You know what they say? Dad, take my mom and enjoy yourself. We're already in good position. We are already good. So I raise them the same way. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And teacher will never be rich. Never be. Right? I help a lot of people. I make a lot, I educate a lot of people in Egypt until they finish their degree. Um, I give a scholarship. I help people in the community here. Money, all this money is not mine. It is God-given, right? It happened that I make the money because I'm a teacher, but the money is God money. So God owns everything. So you give it to people, right? Make it useful, right?
Yeah.
What is the money doing in the bank or doing in stock market? Stock market tumbled yesterday and the day before and the day before, right? If I worry about money, I worry about my retirement. You know, I told my student the other day, I think I will be teaching for another 20 years. And you see me coming with a stick.
As long as you can make it to the classroom, that works by any means.
Yeah. So money is not an
understand.
issue for me. The conclusion is money is not an issue for me.
Do you happen to have any regrets or anything that you wish you had done differently?
Again, I'll go to my philosophy, which is history is already done.
Okay. Sounds about right. Yeah.
History, if you think about, I wish I did that, I wish I did that, I wish I'd done this. History is gone and is not in your hand. You cannot change it. Future in the hand of God. Right? Whatever is written for you is going to happen. Yes? Whether I'm going to live 20 years or die a minute from now. Right? The only thing in your hand is today. So today I have to teach well. I have to treat my wife the best. Right? I have to help my students, my kids, my family in Egypt. And I help every member of the family in Egypt, financially and otherwise. So by doing that, you don't have to worry about anything, right?
Yeah.
And if you, whatever you believe in, if you believe in the power up there, you don't have to worry about anything. As long as you do the right thing, you are not in violation of the law, right? And you are not doing anything unethical to other people. So that's what we put in the classroom. We need to produce to the market people who are highly ethical, highly educated, and they have the skills, whether communication skills or interpersonal skills or analytical skills or critical thinking skills or otherwise. So speaking about regretting, I don't regret anything.
That's
because I had the choice.
Mm.
If you ask me now the $1 million question, which is, if you go back in time, where do you want to be? I want to be in Egypt, my country. That's where I was born, and that's why I never been treated bad there, in any way or in any fashion, right? So I am very thankful for being here, having the opportunity to get my education and to educate people at the same time, but also I miss Egypt. And that's why you see the pyramids in front of me here, and you see the camel in the back there. So if you come to my house, I hope you visit me in the house, and you would see the entire house is decorated by Egyptian stuff. Yeah. And I visit Egypt twice a year. All of this year, I traveled twice. One in the, I finish like the fall semester. Next day I'm on the plane. I finish if I teach a summer, next day, after the summer is over, I go to Egypt. I have my ticket at home, traveling on June 24, because I couldn't get it on the 21st because it's more expensive. So I'm a teacher, so I have to
Be careful with your finances.
care about the money.
Yeah.
The difference I can help the family with, right? That's my approach. My wife yesterday said, Habib, you've been working for too many years. Let's fly first class. I said, yes, we can afford it, no problem. But why? Same, the seat is bigger, right? The food is much better. It's not worth the difference. $5,000 compared to $1,600. That's how much I pay for the ticket. I can use this difference to feed several families in Egypt. You see, if I'm selfish, I will buy the first class. And, look at the other people going through to the back of the aeroplane and feel sorry for them. So to me, it doesn't make any difference. I tried before. I was traveling first class because my son was working for the airline. So he will fly me to Japan, fly me to Hong Kong, fly me to China in the first class, right? That I cannot afford, actually. Yeah. And since then, I'm back in the aeroplane. In very back of the aeroplane. So she said, okay, at least there is no stopover anywhere. That's it. It's not in your... I said, okay, we'll do that. So this answered the question about money. I know how to use my money very well, right? And, if you can make a good use of this money and put it in the right place, everybody will be happy. You bring a smile to the people when you help them. Not even the smile itself is helping a lot of people, right? And that's why the logo for me, Smile and Learn. That's my logo in the classroom, written in every email. They have to smile and learn. Sometimes I say smile, enjoy, and learn. Sometimes I say smile and keep learning, or keep learning and smile. So, and the students, after 10 years, 20 years, they say, we use this expression at work now, smile and learn. So that's how you educate people. All right?
I have one, I would say, final question for you. When future generations of students walk these halls, what would you like to be remembered for?
I would like to be remembered that I was a good teacher who made a difference in their life. That's what I want to be remembered. Regardless of the color of my face or regardless where I came from, I want people to remember me as a human, a wonderful human being, and a good teacher, and a person who put a smile in their faces. That's basically it. I don't need anything else. As I mentioned before, when the student knocked on my door, and just came to say hello, I think that's enough, right? I have a student nowadays in my class say, you taught my mother, and my mother say hello to you.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
I taught the grandmother, the mother, and the son. You see the picture of these two that they got married? Right? Yes. They were my students.
Oh, wow.
Their father and mother for the boy were my students. They were my students in 1990 and 91. We miss you and all of this. Let's see how. Dear Dr. Habib, I'm writing this card because I want to thank you for teaching me accounting 301 as well as accounting 400. I know I wasn't one of the best students in the class, and I have got a C. I'm guilty now. And your accounting 400 in the summer, I still want to thank you for being patient and teaching and giving the best accounting knowledge.